Hello friends, it's Armstrong here from the Miniatures. You forgive me the mess on the desk. This is, my usual spot. I'm still working on moving everything, and getting myself a studio up and running. So, that's one of those little things. But yeah, today I have a little bit of a show-off show. So let's just start from the small things, like stuff that I have small amounts of. So first of all, I got myself a box of the Dead Corp of Krieg from Astra Militarum range, yeah. Like I already have, I think, 1 or 2 boxes of the Dead Corp of Krieg, yeah. But, with Astra Militarum, there's never enough bodies to throw at the conflict, yeah. So I got this awesome box. Costed me a little bit above what I would buy from the Waylight Games, but local store is selling some minis. I just want them to stay in the business, so I overpaid. Yeah, and then the second thing that I got is Acadian Shock Troops. So you've probably seen in one of the previous show-off shows that I got the Lehman Russ. So I'm thinking about dedicating one Lehman Russ towards the Acadians, the other one towards the Dead Corp of Krieg. And so we'll see how this is gonna turn out, but that's 2 big boxes per se. Now the next thing, let's just go with the big stuff, yeah, like big size wise. I got this awesome tractor, yeah, 495. We have a very good scoop on the back, yeah, that can be used for whatever we are thinking, and we have a big plow in the front that again can be used for whatever you want to. Big wheels, yeah, so I see the potential of those wheels going on Warhammer minis, yeah. The rest of this, a little bit out of our scale, but yeah, I see potential in that, so that's why I got it. Let's put him to the back, yeah. Still staying in the realm of Warhammer, yeah. Oh, freaking hell. I got this 1195 for a big crane in 155 scale. So it's not that far away from 164. It is an awesome crane. I think that I already used one of those before, just for the little arm in here and so on. As you can see, the track is off, yeah. But generally it's a good crane, and I'm thinking about using this in diorama for Warhammer 40k. So we'll see how it's gonna turn out. Let's put it to the side because the desk is getting smaller and smaller and more messy. I just wonder, where did I put any kind of blade? Because I was messing about yesterday with some Space Marines, and yeah. So next thing I got is this truck. Costed me like $5, I think. Yeah, and obviously it's not Hot Wheels. It is just some off-brand teeny weeny, yeah. But who cares? It's a not bad looking truck per se. So I'll just get this out of the box. Yeah, of course the car inside is kind of crap. Yeah, let's just open this up so I can fold it and toss it out. And then you can see, of course, the truck is, like I said, it isn't bad, it isn't great, yeah, but it is interesting, yeah. So that's always a good thing for me, because if something is interesting, there is a chance that I'm actually gonna do something with it, yeah. So we have this big truck. I think that this is a play feature. Yeah, it's a very bad plastic car, yeah, but generally the truck is actually semi-decent. I don't know if no, it doesn't have any other play features than this ramp, but it is a good transport truck, yeah. Oh no, it is a pullback. Okay, so it's a pullback truck, yeah. You can easily disassemble this, as you can see, yeah. And yeah, the tractor isn't bad. It's have a little bit of this quirky kind of crappy charm to it, which is nice. I don't mind. Yeah. Is there anything else big that I bought, big scale wise? Well, where is the back? Sorry. Yeah, I got I just not gonna be pulling this all out, but I got some styrofoam balls for our spaceship build, you know, like we can do asteroid planets, you know, planetoids. And I just gonna show you what I have in the bag, because unpacking this is gonna be stupid. And I'm gonna have to pack it back. Oh, but I got a lot of fake plants, fake flowers, yeah? So I have this fake teeny weeny, yeah? And I'm just thinking, I got a bag of this, I think like 3-4, you know, big plants. I'm thinking about making some Warhammer 40k terrain, Cadia kind of adjacent, yeah, like a jungle terrain. So that's gonna be great, you know, for me to don't have to think about all of the plants. I can just cut them apart and build them. So yeah, now let's go to the stuff that most of you guys are waiting, Hot Wheels. Yeah, so we have a lot of those today. Yeah, of course I had to show a couple of cars, but first thing we have the shifter. Yeah, it's a shifty little guy with a great blue paint. And I know for a fact, just by looking at the very front of it, yeah, the little exhaust, the engine thingy, that I already have that model in my collection. I think that I already converted this once. Yeah, but no less, it's a good car for converting. You know, you can do a lot. I'm just wondering why this glass have a kind of a crack in it. I don't know if it is a design or... So I got very rudely interrupted while recording by my phone dying. So yeah, I didn't notice when my battery is dead. So yeah, like this is a cool looking car. That little bit of a crack in the window, I don't know if it is a miscast or, you know, kind of choice, but whatever, it is a good car. Yeah. So now let's go to another one. Yeah, and then we have this 2005 Jeep Recon, I guess. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I'm getting better at opening the boxes. So, why do I like it? Well, I kind of hate it and I like it at the same time, because Jeeps are, you know, well, some of my favorite cars in the reality. But yeah, so I hate the fact that the entire top is made out of the plastic. Yeah, and I love it at the same time because it's going to be so easy to glue stuff to it. Yeah, it's a simple shape, easy to make changes. Yeah, like obviously through this dark glass you can barely see the interior, but there is something in there. Yeah, so again, Gaslands wise, it's a good choice. Now next thing is this 2020 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. Yeah, first of all, freakishly cool paint job. Yeah, that's the big thing. Yeah, good paint job. Very generic kind of a, you know, sports car. Yeah, but with the very good paint job. Again, the glass is barely see-through, so you can barely see the interior, which is kind of a bonus in some cases. Yeah, and I just bought it because it was different. I don't think that I have one of those in my collection. Yeah, and yeah, like maybe, you know, if I'm gonna buy that little race truck and everything, maybe it's gonna be a part of the races. Yeah, maybe that's how I'm gonna be picking more of the cars that I'm gonna be converting. And the next thing is a Mazda RX-3. Yeah, so one of my favorite cars in the world is Mazda. Yeah, not exactly this one though. Yeah, but Mazda have some cool looking cars, all of them kind of on the small side. Yeah, and you know, even by comparison to the previous car, it looks much smaller, it is shorter. Yeah, but this one is kind of chunky. It's a chunky boy with all of those wheel wells. Yeah, and I already like it. I already see potential for the Gaslands in it. So yeah, and you know, I always say to myself, "Oh Seb, you need to stop buying toy cars, start converting them, and I believe myself at the point, and then I just start buying more. Yeah. So the next thing is lovely pink, Corvette C7 Z06. Yeah, and I just love the paint job. Like you cannot go wrong with pink on those cars. Yeah, just come on, it looks awesome. Yeah, and again, that huge monolithic window kind of annoying. Yeah, but because of the pink paint job and everything else, this car looks awesome. Yeah, I'm not really huge fan of the decal headlights, but there is a molding in there, so that's the thing. And like even if you want to leave the entire decal job or remove the decal job and keep the pink color, it's still gonna be a cool car for your Gaslands, as something different, because there's so little of the pink cars in the Hot Wheels collection. Yeah, there is the Barbie car, something else, but lately there is a small amount of the pink cars. And then we have 68 Dodge Dart, again freakishly cool paint job. Yeah, so the guys from Hot Wheels, yeah, they really know how to pick the paint job, especially for this Dodge. He looks rad, that would be the word. Yeah, it's a lovely car. Yeah, awesome for doing wheelies. Yeah, and yeah, great paint job, great car for a conversion. Dodges generally are very square-ish, very muscly car, very power car, and yeah, it just look at that. It's probably the longest car out of them in here. Well, it is. Yeah, then we have this thing. Yeah, Lamborghini LM002. So when I picked this up, I didn't have a clue it was Lamborghini. I just picked a Jeep-ish kind of looking car, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have more of this. Like, I didn't even know that Lamborghini produced this kind of cars. That's how much I know about cars. Yeah, but there we go. There is a Lambo. Yeah, and I never thought that I ever gonna say about something like this, which is Lambo. Because you see Lambo very low to the floor, not very high from the floor. Yeah, but this one is interesting. The back bed is kind of small, but the wheel well covers make it seem like a, very light troop transporter. Yeah, because you have what, two guys in here. You can squeeze three in here, and maybe with a little bit of, finagling four in the back. So technically, what, 9? It's almost a full unit. Yeah, it's a good-looking car. And then, of course, we have La Troca. I already have one of those, and I already have one of those in the green. But come on, I seen it on the shelf. I couldn't just leave it. You all know that I'm kind of addicted to this kind of shapely American pickups. Yeah, and just like I don't gonna say more. It is just a beautiful, beautiful car. And then I was just like looking at the weird stuff, and I see this K swap. Yeah, I don't know if it is K band, K pop stuff thingy. I don't care. It was different. It was fine and chunky, and sometimes it just needs something that looks different and fine and chunky. Yeah. So tiny wheels, yeah, because those wheels are just freakishly tiny. Yeah. It looks like one of those J trucks converted into something that's supposed to be looking like a pickup, not a pickup, like a van. Yeah, but it barely does. It do have a chunky engine in the back, yeah, for whatever reason. I don't know if it's engine block. It looks like an engine block. Yeah, and oh my goodness! And it just reminds me of one of those Punisher little pickups, like a Punisher style pickups. You can have a rocket launcher extending here. So I just got it, and I was like, "Yep, I'm probably gonna have fun building it." And then, to kind of contradict myself, I have another kind of magenta pinkish, yeah, 8 crate, yeah. But like I said, there is not too many pink cars in the Hot Wheels. Yeah, it just, and I wouldn't say it is pink. It is more going into magenta. Yeah, again, giant engine in the middle of the car makes as much sense as anything else in Hot Wheels. And we all know it is a fantasy kind of take on the wagon, wagon genre. But again, cool car, yeah. You can get rid of the glass, leave that engine exposed, or partially just cut the glass in half, or leave it as it is and still have it partially exposed in here. It's going to be interesting conversion for the Gaslands. And now we're going to doubles, yeah. So why I'm saying doubles, because I bought two of them, yeah. Um, Dodge Charger Hellcat is a cool looking car, yeah. And we are like, Armstrong, why are you buying doubles? Because sometimes it is fun to have two of them converted in a different way, yeah. So let's just open them both, because I'm not planning to keep any of them on the card. Yeah, they are both looking good, yeah. Big wheel wells, which I love, yeah. All of that jazz, yeah. And just generally, they feel like a menace, yeah. You can paint them, you can leave them painted as it is, or you can repaint them into whatever color, yeah, and make a small tag team with them, yeah. Both cars are just good looking little chunkers. So there we go, that's the first double. Then the second double, which I don't think that I pick up on purpose, yeah. Custom personalized 66 Tornado, yeah. I didn't pick it on purpose because it is from two different purchases. Oh, and I'm getting into the point where I'm struggling with opening the car again. If you feel and hear shaking, that's my upstairs neighbors again. But it is a cool looking car, you know. If it wasn't cool looking, I wouldn't pick up it twice in the row, yeah, from the same delivery of the cars. And yeah, I was basically twice in the row in the same store. Quite literally day by day, but they did have extra delivery in the meantime. So yeah, I got two of those chunkers. The paint job is cool. Paint job is cool. Again, a very good looking car by itself. Yeah, and we have two of them. So it's always, again, kind of cool that you can make a tag team with them. Let's put them to the side. We are losing the space on the table. And another double, yeah. And this one was chosen on purpose. Yeah, Roger Dodger, a black Roger Dodger, which I haven't had before. I know that I did have before Roger Dodger. Yeah, that's kind of a given because I am spending a lot of money on the cars lately. And there you go, that's our Roger Dodger, giant engines, yeah, very good looking paint job. Again, with some of those cars, you are just thinking, why would I even bother with repainting them? I just gonna paint the pieces separately, yeah, and leave them be, because this is just great, gorgeous. Like, it's a gorgeous paint job. You don't really have much of a problem with the Hot Wheels logo anywhere. That Roger Dodger RD on the back, not a big issue. Yeah, so yeah, awesome cars. And now we are going to triplets. Yeah, and the first and only triplet is this Scream Liner. Yeah, and I just saw this car and I'm like, I love it a long time. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep one on the card and I'm gonna open the other two. And you are probably like, oh, Armstrong, this is like your fifth car on the card. And I know, like, this is weird. I never planned to keep cars on the card. But yeah, I am now. I wonder how long it's gonna last, because I tend to be very impatient with stuff. So it might end up that I just gonna, unpack them at some stage. Yeah, but let's hope, that maybe ish. Yeah, and again, this is a awesome looking car. Yeah, it is. It is kind of reminding me of the Cruella car. Yeah, and it is beautiful, beautiful, very round, very kind of aerodynamic ish car. Yeah, and it just, you can just see, how menacing you can make it, into style of 1960s I don't know, mafia cars. So let's just put that boy to the side, and then we have our last toy cars, 4 of them. Yeah, because I converted one and I just loved how it turned out. Yeah, V-Strike. So I had 2 yesterday. Today I have 4 of them. Yeah, so I pick up 2 extra just today. Let's just put one to the side to add to the collection on the card. Yeah, let's just see if that card is the best one, the best looking one. I think no, this one is the best looking one. Yeah. Sorry about my dog. My neighbors are doing something in the corridor, and she's just being loud. And the dog. Yeah. So now let's just open those little boys. Yeah. You all know that they need some air. They've been stuck in those boxes for a while. Yeah. And there we go. That's 3 awesome looking V-Strikes. Suri na kanapę już. Sorry, I think that my neighbor's grandkids are visiting, and she's just, being an absolute doggo about it. Yeah. So there we go. A lot of V-Strikes. A lot of those little buggers. A lot of Road Red Dodgers. Yeah. It's quite a collection. And about 20 minutes of me talking about them. Which is kind of ridiculous. But there you go, that's what we have for today. So I'm thinking one Lehman Ross is going to be built Acadia style, the other one going to be built, what do you call it? Dead Corpse of Creek. We'll see how this is going to turn out. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff to do and not enough life to do it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Everyone have a great time and take care, and tell me what you think about those little buggers.